Hello, hello. It is Nemi Batstone here at Nemi's Crafty Cafe in sunny and cold Coates Creek, Manitoba, which is about 20 minutes northeast of Winnipeg. And I am here to solve Monday's mystery, which I sent via newsletter. So if you're there, don't forget to say hello. And if you're not, then please do respond with replay. Or let me know what you think of this mystery. So I'm just going to make sure that I'm good to go, and it looks like it's telling me I am. So I'm just going to refresh my screen, that way I can see what any comments might be popping in. So today is Wednesday, and most of the time on Wednesday I'm usually at soccer, but our schedule has changed quite a bit, so I'm hoping that I can come on here more often and be able to be here more than once a week. So let's pray and let's hope that that's the case. But on Wednesdays, on the third Wednesday of every month, which links to the third Monday of every month, I usually send out on my newsletters a mystery sheet or post that looks like this. And it has all the dimensions and information for the card that we're going to solve. I would love to do Mystery Monday on Mystery Monday on the same day, but it never works out for my schedule. And the nice thing though is it gives you 2 days to get your pieces ready so you can craft along with me. And if you don't craft along with me, then at least you can watch the replay and you can pause the video as often as you need to in order to create this card. So let me give you a little hint about this card. So our mystery card for today was actually inspired by Rachael Coon. So occasionally I get to partner with her. She is a demonstrator from California in the US. So if you're in the United States and you're currently not a demonstrator and you're a hobbyist who would like to get into some amazing discounts and deals and huge benefits, then she is somebody you would like to reach out for. So I'll post her Facebook link in the comments below after the video, and then I will also post it in my YouTube, so then that way you have a link to her there as well. Okay, so let's get started. I will flip you, and if you have questions at any point in time, feel free to just comment, and I will respond to them either during this live or shortly after, usually pretty quickly within 24 hours. Okay, so let's get started. Flip you. So welcome to my table. And let's make sure I'm in the right position. So the month is almost over. So here is my March host code. So if you place your host code, you place an order with me this month, then you shall receive a free class kit. So one of my favorite class kits that I'm doing this month is the Latte Love. So I'm doing a few yes, a few online exclusives for the next few weeks, and sharing some of those with you. So one of the sweet collections that is in the online inclusives is the Latte Love collection. So in the instructions, I'm not getting into details because I'll be getting into details with it. All the pieces, and I'm sure you've seen lots of videos from everybody else, but as well, I will be sharing it with you as I go along through my weekly and monthly clubs. So here we go. So to solve this mystery, if you are part of it, and feel free to join it at any time. Hello, Christine. Nice to see you. No bingo tonight? I really wanted to go to bingo tonight in Dougal. But sadly, I am home alone with the boys, which is not a bad thing. So yeah, thanks for joining me this evening. So I hope you like this project. This project needs a card base that is 8.5 by 5.5. So I have mine here, and I've chosen pecan pie. And then it needs a coordinating cardstock layer of 3.5 by 5.25 embossed. So I've chosen Early Espresso. That's this one right here. Hopefully it's the right measurement. And then coordinating DSP. Oh, that's this one, which is 3 3/4 by 5. Love this coffee splatter. But on the other side is this Lost Lagoon, which almost looks like pool party. So this is what's going to match as well. So you can pick whichever side you want. My apologies. Lost my breath there for a second. Okay. Um, yes, I understand. Yeah, you don't get out to doodle very much. No. Um, Plus it's so late. Anyway, probably closer if there's something closer near you. So yeah. But I like the coffee splatters, or in my case, they're coffee spills, which happens quite often. And I wanted to stick to the darker theme because this card is actually going to one of our soccer parents. They actually own a coffee shop in the city. And so he's been so amazing with Bishop's development this year that I wanted to give him a card that also, represents coffee, and I think he would really like it. Versus my soccer card, which I give every year. Okay, but I changed it up. Okay, now you need matching card stock. That was me digressing. 2K. So I did send the correct measurements. I did screw up the first time on Monday, so I fixed that. So that would be this one. So that's the coordinated cardstock that matches the card base, and then matching cardstock layer. So this is my layer here, which is the early espresso. So here's my early espresso base, my matching cardstock layer here. Should make sure that that's visible in the screen. And then a basic white piece, which is this one that we're going to stamp on. Then a stamp set of your choice. So the stamp set I've chosen, obviously, is Latte Love, which is an online exclusive. Now, this is going fast. So I'm thinking I'm going to pick up a couple extra packs of designer series paper um, this week because I'm worried it's going to sell out because everybody's just going crazy over it. If you Google it or you watch other demonstrators, you've seen them create with this so many amazing projects already. And the coordinating embellishments, these adhesive back swirl dots, that's what they're called, they're already on back order. And they're not going to be available again until April 15th. So another great reason. You got yours? Oh, perfect, Melissa. Like the paper is so amazing, the designer series paper, that I'm kind of kicking myself that I never got an extra pack. So I'm definitely going to pick up some more. And I'm not going to wait till April 9th till the retired list comes out so I can put in another, workshop order. I'm just going to give her. So that's my stamp set. Um, so I'm choosing the coordinating embellishments. So you can see I have the entire suite here. And I chose not to go with the ribbon that they use just because my design doesn't work well with it. But for Card Club, Stamp Club, I'm gonna change. I think Crafty Club is what someone suggested to me. I think Michelle Thomas suggested at my last Facebook Live. What about Crafty Club? And I thought, wow, what a great idea. And then I thought, well, why don't we just do what we're meant to do, which is let's just gather and stamp, right? But then I was like, oh, scrapbook and cards actually uses let's stamp together. So they've already taken that theme. But anyway, the neat thing I did for Card Club is I actually cut this into half because it was a little too thick. And then I was able to use it for two cards. And then when I created my design for this one, it just didn't work either. So I'm going to switch it, and I think I'm going to use the pool party or the lemon lolly in here for mine. So we'll decide because these are my pieces. These are my quote unquote ephemera pieces. So I've already die cut them from the set and I've already stamped it. And then I'll show you a little trick there. So I'm going to have these together. So um, it is stamped in Lost Lagoon. So the pool party might be a little too much. We'll see. If not, I've got linen thread right here ready to go. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, and then I didn't put it in the list because it just depends on what your card base color is. But I do have a piece of white ready to go for the inside of the card because I'm using pecan pie as my card base. And it's a little dark, and that makes it a little harder to write on when you're using black or blue ink. Okay, so I will not show you my finished card, but we're going to create it together. And normally I just walk you through the pieces and I have my whole sheet here that says step one, step two, but I'm also having printer problems. My HP printer 5052 is like 4 year 5 years old now or something like that. And it's been giving me a bit of trouble. So I might have to actually buy a new one soon. So if anybody has suggestions, that'd be great. So I'm going to walk you through what I actually have written. And like I say, normally I have that, but I'll just put this right here real quick. So if you're going to create this card later, at least you can have all your pieces ready to go. And then that way, as you follow the replay or you come back to it, a year later or whichever, then you'll be able to just pause the video here or take a snapshot, and then you'll have all the dimensions. And then assembly, you can use as you come along. So this card was actually featured by Rachael Coon, Stampin', The Joy of Stampin' with Rachael Coon, and she is a demonstrator in the US in California. So occasionally I get to partner with her on projects, which is really nice because then it saves us time and also allows us to double up our product offerings and inspiration to all of you. So just making room. So the first step, obviously, she also called this, I think it's called the split line card. So we got a fun technique here. Uh, so you're gonna tell me, well, yeah, actually, it does look like it kind of is deceiving. So that's the fun part of it. It looks like it's something you have to open, but really you don't. But it's got the look of. So she called it, I think, a split line. I'll have to double check that, and I will clarify that in the comments. Okay, so we have that. So then now we also need to now take our layered designer series paper and center that. So we'll grab that. So that's next. And there's my piece. And I really like these coffee blotches. So I just realized too, I don't have a lot of glue left in this one. But we don't need a lot because our liquid glue is quite strong. Okay. And then all we're going to do is center that. So you're going to layer it on the front of your card and center it. So I want to make sure. Perfect. So that is critical because the next layer is just going to cover the edges of that. So that's why I'm like, make sure that that's on there. So now you're going to take your next layer, which is your embossed piece. And for this one, which is early espresso, and you can sort of, oh yeah, you can kind of tell. I used the exposed brick 3D. I think she used it too as well. But my friend who owns a coffee shop, he actually, him and his wife, I know them both quite well. It's brick and mortar shops, right? So they have about 4 locations already in the city. So we're going to take this and we're going to cut it at 2 inches. So we're just going to trim this at 2 inches. So it's a total of 3.5. So if you have a Stampin' Up! Paper trimmer, this is 1.5 on this side. So you pretty much know that if you have it on that side and this, you've actually got the right sheet. So 2 inches and 1.5. Oh, that's my scoring tool. So we're going to cut that in half, and that's about the extent there. And then we're going to take dimensionals, and we're going to layer this right on top so that you've got even on all 3 sides on one side and even on all 3 sides on this side. And you're going to end up with about a 1/2 inch gap in the middle. And that's what's going to create that split design that makes people think your card needs to be opened from the front, but it doesn't. So I've got my little handy tool here because I don't do anything straight. And I'm going to use black dimensionals instead. So I love using the darker dimensionals when I'm working with darker colors because then you don't see that the white on the edges there. So we're just going to put, these are longer pieces. So I like to put 6 just because it's the length. And I always like to always stabilize my corners. Some people prefer not to, but they like to conserve their glue. Or what would be ideal is if you just put a whole sheet, right? You can take our foam adhesive sheets and just trim them and put them right on top. Okay, so now we're going to take these off. So as you're well aware, as of April 9th, Stampin' Up's retired list goes live. I mean, it's kind of weird to say retired list because technically the retired list is already active, but anything that is discounted in French and English will be discounted on April 9th through the end of the month. So if you have stuff you want, now is the perfect time to work out your plan on what you buy now versus what you buy on April 9th. And I do say April 9th because if you order after that, I can't guarantee, or no one can guarantee, that you'll actually get those items that day or the next day, in fact. So, and if our retired colors are obviously retiring, and I don't suggest you wait till that day at all, because if you do, you're gonna be screwed. There's already items that are have been on back order and come back and gone in back order. So order now. So there's our split line, split down the middle. You're gonna have the tendency, or they're gonna have the tendency to want to open it this way, because that's just what we do. That's how we normally do our cards, right? But not this time. Okay, so these cards are all pretty much an eighth of or 16th of an inch smaller on all four sides. A 16th inch rather than an eighth, which is usually the standard. And they just layer like that and will sit here. But we need to build our focal point first. So I'm going to pull out a stamp. So your next step will be on basic white to take a color. Oh, I got extra pieces. To take a sentiment of choice, and you can put your sentiment at the top or at the bottom, or be funky and put it at the side, however you like. And then grab your block, polymer stamps, let it sit for a second or two, and then pick it up so that it goes back into shape if need be. Something dirty on there, so I'll just flip it over. Then I'm going to grab my early espresso, and we're just going to stamp the sentiments on the bottom. And I chose the bottom. I can see that my T is not stamped well. There we go. Thanks so much. I love this font too. The font in this set is actually quite nice. And there's a couple new fonts that are coming out in our new catalog, which I'm looking forward to, which is going to be pretty cool. And of course, I'll want it all. Okay, so when I stamped this, usually when you go to the coffee shop, you pick up your mug, right, like so. You pick it up, and it's always centered, centered right across from the mug. But because I wanted my mug to be slightly off, I centered the image, how they put that. What is it? Um, what is it called? The foam, the froth, and they pull it through like so. But what I also want to do, and I'm sharing with you in my other during card club or snap club, because I should stop calling that. I really need a new name. Craft club. I really like that, Michelle. I'll have to get used to it because I usually do a 3D project, so it's not always cards. Or sometimes I also show a scrapbook alternate because I have lots of scrapbooking buddies. And I have so many inks here because I've been creating like crazy. And now I lost my pool party. Oh, I put it away. So it is Lost Lagoon, but Lost Lagoon to me was too dark. But what I wanted to do, wrong tip, was just color the top of the mug so that you could tell which is the mug and then which is the inside of the coffee cup. The nice thing is, as well, is by coloring the edge, it gives the coffee cup a piece of, like a little bit of depth. So it kind of gives it that dimensional that this is sitting inside the cup a bit. It's hard to tell in the photo, but when you create this yourself at home and you get this set, you'll see what I mean by just coloring that little edge there. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just blending in the darkness. And I am using alcohol markers on a stamped watercolored image. And it doesn't smear as long as you're quick. There. And I'm not looking for perfection either on that. So that's just going to go there. And we're going to grab our dimensionals. So this time I'll just use white because we are white here. White going on white cardstock. And I'm going to make sure my heart, the froth, is straight, but not necessarily in the center. And now these two have slits in them, so you could stack your mugs, or the intent there as well is there's a spoon here, so you could stick your spoon inside of that cup. And then we are looking for diamond, mini glue dots. There it is. I'm going to just stick a mini glue dot on that one side. Oops. And I'm going to put my dimensional on the other side. Happy belated birthday to Melissa. I hope you've had a wonderful day. I'm just letting you know that your card has not been sent, and not, because I forgot, but intentionally, because I have a little gift for you, and that gift has not arrived on time. So that's why my card is late. So, and most people know I'm terrible at sending cards, yet I make so many. And you would think, oh, I would remember to mail one. Nope. And then I end up just selling them all at craft fairs, which is not a bad thing either. So I want these to be touching so that they're kind of like cheers, right? Kind of thing. Now, this is where we decide what ribbon color we want. Do I go with linen thread or the blue? So I'm kind of, now that I put it together, thinking linen thread. But I'll show you the colors. And you tell me, whoever responds, if anyone responds. Otherwise, I will pick myself. But those are our three colors. I'm almost thinking it makes sense to go with linen thread. But if somebody says, hey, just think outside the box and be crazy, then I might actually try it the other way. Okay. Because, it's kind of hard to say with those colors and this one. Okay. So, some assembly required. We're just going to take this now and put our adhesive. See, I knew I should have went and got a new. I was going to go into my tickle trunk and get some extra, but that's okay. We'll switch. We'll switch to, usually when I have a 1/16 of an inch, I like to use my liquid glue just because it gives me more wiggle room and play room to make sure that I actually have that edge bang on. And there we go. Perfect. Not bad. And then this one now, you can also choose optional. You could put this up with dimensionals or you leave it flat because it depends if you mail it or not. Because I've got two sets of dimensionals. So I have one set of height here and one height here. And if you're using dimensionals, it does impact your card if you're mailing it. If it's card that's being hand delivered, put as many layers as you want. But you have a little slot that you kind of need to get through. And that slot is pretty tiny. Let me use my white one. I have multiple colors. You got to get through that. So if you have too many layers, in Canada, by the way, this is Canada only. In Canada, this is your standard mail slot, and this becomes oversized. So regular standard stamp, extra standard stamp. So depending how much you want to pay. This is a card I'm hand delivering, so I can put another layer on top. And because I am using white onto the dark, it doesn't really matter. Or at least to me. Like, seriously, I honestly don't think Jay and Tara are going to go, oh, she used the wrong colored um dimensionals. I would have rather preferred to see the dark. Meanwhile, when they display the card at home or in their coffee shop, no one's gonna notice. Okay, so now we're just gonna add our adhesive. So there you go. That's what's making it look like it's a split and you need to open it from the front. And this is where it becomes a split line card. And you could center it if you like. Or you can put it off to the side a bit. I'm gonna put it off to the side a little just to give it that different look. And now you're gonna only put adhesive on either side, obviously keeping the center empty. Otherwise, you're it's gonna want to go like this, especially in the mail. So we'll just grab our glue, our adhesive of choice. Just like to make sure that corner is oops, well taken care of. So oops, it's uneven, so it's making it look a little different. It's not the glue, it's me. Okay, so again, I just put one strip on each side. Again, don't need a lot because our adhesive is quite strong. So I'm just making sure I'm, kind of even on the bottom and to the right because that's where I'm kind of leaning towards. Like that. Perfect. And then I'm just going to push down to get that going. So I haven't seen any comments. I think the blue is too much and adds another element in there that doesn't really go with the cup. The yellow does, which gives us another pop of color on two sides. But then I have this dark color, which doesn't give me my third element of brightness. So I'm going to go with the linen thread. And because I'm just like this, I'm going to double it. So I'm just measuring on my uh, mat here. I like mine to be at least 8 inches long when I do a bow, just in case, because by hand I got fat fingers, makes it a little difficult. So now I've got a double bow, so that's 16 inches, and I'm just tying it right now. And feel free to use your bow maker if you need to. We're going to pull that apart. And there we go. And this is my tail. So that was my other half, right, where I folded it. So I need to trim that. And then I'm going to cut it. Then we're going to take a mini glue dot and just add this right here to the cut. Maybe I'll go this way into, no, I think I went outwards. Yeah, we'll go outwards. So it's spewing out. Coffee is spewing everywhere with heavenly goodness. Okay, yummy, tasty goodness. I might actually need to make myself a cup of coffee after this. Decaf, because if I drink regular, oi, and it will be colossal coffee. Okay, so we got that there. And I'm going to stick this right on the coffee mug, like so. And ta-da! We have our coffee mug. Dun, 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 dun. So there you go. So I guess I'm, marketing for two people today. The Joy of Stampin with Rachael Coon in California and Colossal Coffee in Winnipeg, Manitoba. So if you're ever in either place, feel free to drop them a line. There you go. I'm sure Rachel would open you with welcome arms and meet you at an amazing coffee shop in California. And of course, Colossal always has amazing yumminess in their face. So the last thing, if like obviously embellishments and ribbon and gems are optional, not required, but nice to have. And so I'm going to use a darker color because this is just dark. I mean, I just love it. I love the creamy and dark colors that go into this card. And this coffee set, I think, is going to become like one of my favorites. Like, uh, the Nothing's Better Than, Already Retired. And then Brewed for You is going. So this card, I used it for this card. So one of them I used it for. Oh yeah, this one where it had so many coffee cups. And then I put on the inside, I owe you one or several. So I thought that was kind of fun. So that one is retiring. So sad. But and so I'm debating on whether or not I'm gonna put that one in my BOGO sale because I kind of still do like it. We'll see. Okay, so we have that. And the last thing I want to do is just put something on the inside. So on the inside though, because we've got all those splatters, I'm going to continue with those splatters. So we'll add a couple of splatters on the inside and we'll go with pecan and we'll go with early espresso again. I can't remember what my first card was, but it was probably something similar. So let's grab that stamp set again. Oops, I almost lost my card. There's a splatter in here. There's also beans. That's cool too. I love the beans in. And then this swirly one here, that's the steam, by the way. And in the dies, I was seriously tempted, and I should add that in there. You know what? I might add that little element in there. Because in the dies, they actually have this, where is it? These two, you can cut two at a time, which goes with the coffee cup, and you can put coffee inside. So I think I'm going to cut those out and add those after. I'm not going to hold you up and have you watch me do that, but that's my plan. Stamp. So I'm going to ink that up and I'm going to stamp it off so that, oh, I didn't do a very good job of stamping that off. So here's my measurements and congratulations to Barb for winning the kit for this coming class. So super excited to have you join us. And maybe I will do one dark one. Just have it overlap. And then we'll add, and how did I get that there? Okay, let's flip. Let's do that again. Made a mess. So let's try that again. Oh, I see why. Okay, so we'll there and there. And, oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. It was on right on the edge there, and so I guess I picked it up. Let's see how creative I really am. And if I can stamp that a second time. Hey, not bad. There we go. And I'll have to make sure I clean that block really good. And it looks like I got some on my finger, which is also why I have ink on there. But that's okay, because by the time I use my sand eraser to remove the ink and then write my special little note in there, you won't even notice that that's there. Let's just call it another coffee spill. There. Done. Done like dinner. Okay. Let's try and brush that off. But it won't show up. Okay, and then just gonna grab and make sure I don't get it all over myself again. That little one that said this one's on me. So I thought that was cute. So I'm sending this card and then as well inviting their son over for soccer play date. And because he likes coming here and he also likes hanging out not only with Bishop but with Benjamin as well. There, this one's on me. My turn. Okay, so we'll just stick that on the inside. And ta-da! We're done. So that was my mystery card from Monday. So if you are in my newsletter, you would have gotten this. And if you would like to continue getting inspiration and updates, then for sure, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. The link is above. And we have a new catalog coming. So if you want it all and you're a hobbyist and would like to receive discounts, then by all means, join in. So there we go. You could even take a little bit of Winkasella. I'm going to do that. And froth up that heart in the middle. There you go. Just to give it a little more love. And ta-da! So my original is actually right here. So they are quite identical, except didn't turn my coffee mug on this one, whereas this one I did. So that was the only change I pretty much made on that card. So if you like it, I hope it inspires you. Dimensions were given. I apologize for the instructions not being printed, but it's pretty easy to follow as you go along. And I hope you continue to craft this week. So get some stamping done. If you don't have this set, by all means, please order through me with the host code. Any orders over $45 receives a card kit, and any orders that are over, and if you'd like, you can get a sampling of the entire suite for $45 for my card for my stamp club this coming month. Okay, so the next time I will see you online is likely this Sunday. And Friday night we have team meeting, so I won't see you then. You're more than welcome to join our team meeting. So if you're a Prairie Grass Stamper and watching this replay or still watching right now, don't forget that on Friday we have Genevieve Coe with us, joining us and she's our mystery stamper, for our team meeting. And other than that, I'll see you on Sunday with some more online exclusives. So thank you and have a great evening and hope you keep on stamping. Bye. Happy